Hello, I am Bridget Rowe. I am energy, I am powerful, and I am who I say I am. The purpose of this video is to share with you a breathing technique that will help you go on an instant trip. A breathing technique that will help you cleanse your chakras, help you get into other realms, higher dimensions instantly, help you purge old wounds and hurts that are deeply rooted inside of you, help you evolve in your physical reality because that blockage will be released and cleared. Why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because I believe that oftentimes during meditation people may not be practicing the right, I don't want to say right, but a deep level of breathing that will instantly bring them to the realm that they're trying to see. And so in the physical reality, they have some people that have meditated for a long time and finally get into that place that they could have gotten into on the first meditation in 30 minutes. And this is something that I discovered from my guru. I called him my son, actually shared this with me, and it really works. So I wanted to share my story on this breathing technique, and then I'll share how the breathing goes. I have some bullet points here on this paper in case I look down. I just don't want to leave anything out. So anyway, first of all, my breathing technique, my son told me about it, and because I had been meditating so long, I felt like, okay, I could do this at any time. And so with my particular first time doing it my son's way, I was doing it on my way home from work. Because on my way home from work, that's the moment when I get in my car and I normally do my regular meditation or breathing techniques in order to clear the energy from all the people that I interacted with during the day and not bring that home. So I'll sit in the car and I'll breathe or whatever before I leave. But I decided, since this was a simple technique, okay, I'm going to breathe while I'm driving on the way home, the way my son was telling me that will help me. I do not recommend this. Do not ever do this breathing technique unless you are at home. So anyway, so I'm doing the breathing technique and I'm just driving. I'm on my way home and I was doing it in traffic. So for the total amount of time, I would say maybe 30 minutes total, I was doing this breathing technique. And so when I got into this technique and I began, in the beginning, my mouth started to get really dry. I started to get thirsty and my lips was dry, but I kept on breathing this way. And then I began to notice all things that just started to surface to my mind, not thinking rather that this technique was working the way that it was to this capacity. All things was coming up to surface, and I would think about them and I'd be like, why am I thinking about this? Okay, it's okay. Reassuring myself that all is well, because I thought I was over those things. And these are the type of things that'll come up for you if you do this particular technique. It'll resurface like childhood things that you thought you maybe have been over. But it'll resurface, and it's resurfacing so you can deal with it and heal from it. It's releasing it from you. Anyway, when I got maybe about 15-20 minutes in, I began to notice that my hands, the extremities were tingling. My face felt numb. And I stopped at a red light and I felt a tingling sensation like I would feel if I was doing my regular meditation, as if the larger part of me was leaving my body. And I really got excited at that point because I was like, wait, no. No, I'm driving. I can't. No, get back here. In so many words, I was kind of getting a little excited about the fact that, wait, hold up. This thing is working, This thing is working while my eyes are open and I am driving and all I'm doing is just breathing. I wasn't thinking of certain thing or whatever. I was just paying attention to my breath. And so it's something that snuck up on me in a sense. I mean, I knew I was doing something different, but I just wasn't aware that it was going to work so fast. And so immediately I called my son who told me about this. I'm like, dude, this stuff really worked. I'm in a car and it's like, man, I can't go nowhere. I'm in a car, I'm driving. And so what I did in order to bring myself back down is I slowed down the breathing technique in order for me to kind of like center myself and get back into maybe more of the physical essence, or back seated properly in my physical body, so to speak. And so I was really excited about that because during meditation, getting to that place, the reason why I know that my body was lifting up, I felt that way before when I would astral travel, you know. And so I knew what the feelings were, the tinglings were. And then I was like, man, wait, no, you know, because I just had never done it outside of my home, or, you know, while driving a car or whatever. I had never really gone that deep, because when you're doing it the prior way that I had been doing it, you have to kind of like meditate for a longer duration, and it took me months doing meditation the prior way that I was doing it to get to that tingling sensation, to get to purging things on the inside. And to be honest with you, I didn't feel in my prior way of doing it that I was really purging to this here level, because in this particular moment with this new breathing technique, it was like I was getting angry. It was like I felt those emotions. It was like, you know, the old things that I had deeply rooted was really getting purged on a deep level, and I was feeling the anxiety and the anger and the tension just come to surface, you know. So anyway, I do not recommend you do this anywhere else outside of your home. I recommend that you do this like when you're at home and you have time afterwards, you know, to kind of like deal with your emotions, where you can just lay back on your back in your bed and just kind of like breathe and pay attention. Maybe you could, you know, center yourself, ground yourself, do whatever it is you've probably done in your old way of meditating, listening to some type of 432 hertz of healing energy music, maybe some Tibetan bowls or something like that, just to really get you comfortable. I recommend that you're not thirsty, you know, before you start. I recommend that you put some bees body butter on your lips so your lips don't dry. Yep, I had to throw that in. Anyway, I recommend that, you know, that if you are like bipolar, or, you know, having real deeply rooted issues, or, you know, real bad anxiety or whatever, I recommend that you don't do it alone, you know, or if you're pregnant, you know. And I say that because I feel like I had dealt with my issues and I still felt some anger, you know, still inside. So if you have really deep traumas, you know, you probably don't want to do it at home. And at the same time, you about to tap into another realm. So you might, you know, how they say, you know, your Kundalini energy rising, or you become woke or conscious and you begin to see other beings or energies. You don't know what you will see on your first experience. So for the beginners, I don't feel as though this is something for a beginner. The beginner, I believe that they need to do deep meditation the regular way, where you breathe in and breathe out. You know, the slower method, I believe you need to start on that, build on that, and then once you have maybe purged from that simple meditation, then later graduate and do this particular method. In any case, it is your body. I am not going to be held liable for if you crazy and you know you're crazy, so to speak, or bipolar, or have issues. You know that about yourself. I don't know. So I'm not going to be liable for that. I'm giving you a warning because you don't know what you're going to see on the other side. So anyway, I believe that also if you smoke weed, or if you use some type of psychedelics or LSDs or pain pills, whatever you do when you do what you do, I believe that if going to something like this, your attention span might not be there, because it's almost like you've explored the drug way of doing it. So for some people like that, it might take longer to get in, and their attention span might be a little chaotic. Once they get to the 7 to 10 minute time frame, they might give up. But I just want to encourage you that everything starts to happen after the 10 to 15 minute time frame. You really get in and you really feel like the trip that I'm talking about. So I don't want you to be discouraged in the first couple of minutes, because you have to build your attention span, maybe because maybe the GMO marijuana may have you not be having the ability to hold it. I'm just guesstimating. I'm not sure that. I'm not an expert in that area, but that's what I feel like based upon what I've heard and read about people that do those type of drugs. Anyway, so I told you about my experience, and I want to share this with you because I found a correlation between like having sex, the sex breathing, and the a fear-based breathing. So first, let me share how the breathing goes. So when you're breathing, it's like you're gonna be saying the entire time. You don't want to dig too deep. It's like it's gonna be coming from your chest. So you're gonna be going like this. You don't want to go too deep, like you don't want to do too deep of a duration of the breathing. You want it to go in and out, in and out, in and out. That's spirit, that's breath, that's life, in and out. And so you basically keeping it within. It's just like, and then what I was just saying before I told you the explanation, just like having the sex breathing, like you know, like when you really like, maybe I don't know what your sex life is like, but some people breathe like that during sex. And so, and this is after I had been experiencing breathing like this, it registered to me the correlation of it. So you know how they have like tantric sex, and so when you're doing tantric sex with another individual, it's like mind, body, and soul connection. The soul, the window to their eyes are being connected through tantric sex. The breathing, I breathe in and he breathes out. This is the life force. It's going in and out. The exchange, you know, the connection, the penis being inserted into the vagina. So you are connected him into the portal of life being the vagina. So it's like an even exchange of the energy going in and out. The touching is the physical connection, the mind. So it's a mind, body, and soul, man, woman together join in exchanging the breath of life. And so people do tantric sex and they play with the kundalini energy rising through tantric sex. And so basically it was like a pivotal moment when I thought about that. In hindsight, I'm like, oh my God, this is why, because it is the breath. It is the breath of life. It is the oxygen buildup. It is the connection, because we have the solid, liquid, and gaseous state of us, but we meet God in the gaseous state of us, the breath state of being, you know, that spirit state of being. When God, in the biblical text, they say God breathed breath in man and it became a living soul or spirit. That's life right there. So it's a connection of life. And another correlation that that registered with me was the fact that when you watch scary movies, for example, the movie, well, any horror movie, but I'll just throw out one that I was watching years ago, The Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense was a little boy who, he was seeing dead people, right? And so when he became afraid, or any horror movie with dead people or ghosts or the devil or whatever, when they get afraid and they see an energy on the other side in another realm, they begin to breathe or pant like that within their chest, you know, and then it'll be cold in the room and you'll see the smoke coming from their mouth, you know, from the temperature in the room being, you know, so cold. And so they'll be breathing like that. So it's at that state of being. It's like you allowing that energy to flow. You allowing that oxygen to build up inside of you. You're allowing spirit to flow. So this is the perfect technique for when you are wanting to channel with another energy. You're opening up your inner part to receive the spirit or the connection. You're connecting to source or spirit through this particular breathing technique, and it will take you there. So, and I want to say, just like I said in my marijuana video, all you got to do is think the happy thoughts. You know, if you go in and you're thinking about the devil, and you think, you know, something gonna get me, you are creating. All things are mental, so you are creating that through your mental. So it will manifest for you. So don't go up in there nervous and scared. If you are not there yet, I say, just like I say, you do the regular breathing where you breathe in, breathe out. And see, that one is slower. That's kind of like, you know, the beginner stage or whatever of the breathing technique, because, you know, you still getting spirit, you're still getting that connection, but it's not kind of repetitious real fast, like, you know, and it delivering the oxygen throughout the whole body as fast. And so you could graduate. There's levels to the journey. So anyway, let's see if I told you everything on my notes. Okay, and so how long? I would say for 30 minutes. 30 minutes I feel is the perfect time frame for you to do this. Maybe 30 minutes, and you could do it maybe in the beginning. Maybe I think in the beginning, once you first do it, you're going to want to do it at least once a day, because it's so exciting, so rewarding, and so thrilling. It's like, oh my God, and you feel the thrills. You feel something on the first time. You know, a lot of people give up on meditation because it takes a journey. You know, it takes mastering the slow breaths to get there, you know, and the attention span. And then some people just feel like they don't have time, and a lot of things aren't there when you're doing the regular meditation. But on this one, the first time going in, you will get results. And I just really wanted to share that with you, to help you with your breathing technique, to help you get to a place where you can go on a trip, that's going to heal you, a trip that's going to be exciting for you, and it's a trip that you can create your reality. So I would suggest, like I said, lying down, or you get back in the bed in a comfortable setting. Is you can start off maybe 15 if that's all that you can take. But for me, I went in for 30 minutes on my first time, and I got the experience as if I was actually in maybe a 45-minute meditation that I would normally do. And I started to experiencing it in like maybe the 20-minute time mark. So the longer you go, I feel like the more of an experience you'll have. Just be careful. Think happy thoughts. Don't freak out. Know that you are in control. Know that you create your reality. You are the God. You are the avatar. No matter what happens with you during that particular journey or trip, know that you can control it. You know that you have control, mind, body, and control. Even if you see anything, you have the power. You created it, so you can make it disappear, whatever it is that you see. You know, you can say, away from me. You can say, think happy thoughts, and it'll disappear. You can say, return, you know. You can say, all is well. You can say whatever you will, and it will happen, because you are the God in this situation. When you're meditating, when you're doing anything, really, in the physical reality, you're running this show. Everything that you see in this physical reality is a reflection of you and your thoughts. So just like in the physical, it will be in your spirit. As above, so below. So in the spirit, while you're meditating, everything that you're thinking there, you create with your thoughts. So enjoy the journey, and let me know how long in the comments it took you to get there. Was it maybe the 10-minute mark, 20-minute, or 30-minute mark? Let me know in the comments, and let me know that all is well with you. Be blessed.